Did you see even the convenient marts have the Halloween peanut butter cups on clearance?
No, I didn't.
Because they already have the trees out, right? So, God forbid you have pumpkins out as well.
Right.
The convenient mart by my place, when you walk in, right on the main counter, like they have the peanut butter trees, both in the regular chocolate and the white chocolate. Why anyone would eat a white chocolate peanut butter cup?
Oh, I love white chocolate. Screw you.
You gonna get a white chocolate peanut butter cup?
If someone puts one near me, I will eat it.
Uh-huh. You could be the canary in the coal mine on that one. No, thank you.
Wow.
So they have the Christmas ones, right?
Right.
And then right next to it, they have a bowl of the pumpkins, and it says Halloween candy half off. And I'm like, I don't know, like Halloween was 2 weeks ago, right?
Right.
You could lie and say that they're Thanksgiving pumpkins.
I don't know if that's... well, there is a lot of lying when it comes to pumpkins. Like, one, that they're edible. So why not do a little subterfuge with your pumpkin Reese's, you know?
Oh, I'm glad I'm not you. I went to my little nephew's like preschool play this weekend, right?
Right. I'm just going to say there are a lot of people that are glad they're not me, but go ahead.
Well, in this specific instance, it was their Thanksgiving program. It wasn't a play. It wasn't a whatever. It was a program.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's a bunch of like 3, 4, and 5-year-olds.
Right.
And it was Thanksgiving stuff. And there was a big chunk of it that was about pumpkins and how delicious they are.
Oh, I would have stood up and been like, fuck you, kids. They're not edible. Just run up and start like kicking 3-year-olds down.
Oh, my goodness. I will say, due to the nature of a child that age,
right?
They were on a stage, and anytime that I would see them like walk toward the stage, I'm like, oh, that kid's gonna fall off the stage. Or it was like they would release at the when the play was over, they would release the kids like one by one to their parents, you know, so it wasn't like this mad dash.
Right, instead of escaping them to their parents, but go ahead.
Right. So you know, you have to walk out and then you have to go left to go down the steps, and I'm like, oh, who's gonna be the kid that eats shit and like misses the steps?
Right.
Falls down the steps or whatever it was. But no, my guy did good. My little nephew did good. He's not a fan. We went out to eat afterwards. He's not a fan of the fire portion of the hibachi.
Well, good. Then he's not a little, pyro.
It scares him. He's still just a little kid. He's going to be 5 in February, but again, he's still just a baby.
That's right.
He doesn't listen, so I can call him a baby. He'll never know.
Yeah, well, someday he'll grow up and do the whole backlog of our catalog. Be like, that motherfucker.
Yeah. I can't believe Uncle Joe trash talked me in my
little
my little program. But yeah, that was me. You and your pumpkins, Halloween candy on clearance. You see it at like drugstores and grocery stores. This is the first time that I've ever seen it on clearance at a convenience store, you know?
Yeah, I see them everywhere. You know what I mean? I try not to eat them, but they jump into my mouth occasionally.
They taste just as good, right?
You know, well, listen, because I say pumpkin shaped is different than pumpkin flavored, you know?
That's true.
These are the rules that I live by, you know?
I'm still... and again, you know, you... admitted publicly that you enjoy white chocolate. Again, that's your cross to bear. Mm-hmm. But I'll never forget when the second Christopher Nolan Batman movie came out.
Right.
They did Reese's peanut butter cups like in the shape of the bat signal, you know?
Right, as they should.
But it was dark chocolate because it was the Dark Knight, so it was dark chocolate and peanut butter. The greatest combination of all. Chocolate and peanut butter. We're talking dark chocolate and peanut butter. Oh, that bitterness of the dark chocolate, along with like the rich and creaminess of the peanut butter cup. Again, what is this show if we're not talking about food, right?
Right. Oh, let me just oh, you're killing me. Just dark chocolate.
And they've never done them again. It was the only time they ever did dark chocolate with the peanut butter cups. Obviously, listen, I'm well aware that I was in the wrong on this one. It did not go over well. It was not everyone's cup of tea, but it certainly was mine. And another thing about it is, the Reese's, the Hershey's, Reese's, whatever chocolate, the standard chocolate, it can sit on the shelf for a little bit longer than your average chocolate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate's a perishable, but I think the Hershey's people put a little something extra in there. Maybe Spectrox, could be anything.
Right.
To make
very crystally when you eat it.
Yeah. But I think there was definitely a much shorter shelf life on the dark chocolate. Because when my Wegmans was like the only place that had them. And I would get I'd go and every time we'd go to the store, I'd get one or two, and it was a month goes by, and then Batman movie came out in July, and it's October, and they still have them, right?
Right.
It's Batman. Batman's year round,
Right. That's not like Halloween, but go ahead.
And by the time that I was getting them in October, 4 months after their original sell through date, the chocolate wasn't as dark.
Oh.
The little, how you open up your Reese's peanut butter thing, it's on that little cardboard sleeve,
Yeah.
That little cardboard sleeve was more oil than cardboard.
Oh, I'm just gonna say, I don't like dark chocolate. It has a bitter edge, and it lacks the oral ecstasy of its milkier cousin, Joe.
That's what's the matter. You don't like the dark edge?
Oh no, that's for one person right now. But yeah, no, I do. When I was a kid, as you're blasting on white chocolate, my mother would fill the Easter Bunny would fill my basket.
Kayfabe, my 4-year-old nephew could be listening to this.
That's right. Usually filled my basket with white chocolate, and then they didn't make peanut butter cups in white chocolate back then, so I would get peanut butter cups and chocolate covered cherries and chocolate covered pretzels. That was my go-to until I got sick. One time I was eating chocolate covered cherries and I got the flu or a stomach virus that night, and I haven't eaten chocolate covered cherries since because I've equated that with death now.
Chocolate covered cherries is the one luxury that my dad will allow himself.
Oh, good. I was worried. That's smokes, right?
Well, smokes is not a luxury. At this point, it's a necessity, right?
That is.
But I don't think I've brought it up on here. Again, the health family history. But about 2 months ago or so, my sister-in-law was in, and she's a nurse practitioner or physical assistant, not a doctor, but not a nurse.
Right.
Somewhere in between, and she kind of knows her shit. And for a while over the summer, I was tasked with just showing up randomly at my dad's house, try to surprise him, to catch him not breathing well.
Okay.
Because my dad comes from an older stock. He just celebrated a birthday. It's actually, as we're recording this, it's my dad's birthday. So
happy birthday, Mr. Sposto. When you listen to our back catalog, you'll know I said it.
My mom used to listen. But my dad, if I said, Dad, I have a podcast, he would just be like, yep, you do. Yeah.
Is that some kind of bean?
Nope. Wouldn't even ask that. He'd be like, yeah, you do.
Right. And but he's from an older stock who's and I'm of that older stock too. It's I could have a javelin in my chest and I'd be like, I'm all right.
Right. So he is being forced by my sister-in-law to actually go to a doctor and get himself checked out and that sort of thing. And he's, I know this is going to sound crazy, Todd, but when you go to the doctor and you have something wrong with them, usually they start fixing it.
Yeah, but they find more stuff wrong, and it's just a nasty chain reaction.
I was actually talking to a friend of mine over the weekend, and we were just kind of going back and forth about whatever, And I'm like, oh, how's things going? How's things going? He's like, he goes, oh, I went to the doctor recently, and the doctor told me I have really high cholesterol.
Ooh.
And hang on, let me just see here. And it was one of those things where, where the hell is it? Yeah, so he went, he's like, oh, I got a doctor, and I'm like, test everything. And he said your cholesterol's high and your triglycerides are high. So at he's my age, so 46, he's on a whole bunch of medication for it and stuff.
Right.
And I go, I'm glad that they found it, and I'm glad that they're fixing it. But I go, that's the problem with doctors. When you go there, they tell you the shit that's wrong with you that you didn't know was you go in there I got an ache in my neck, or I got a something, right? And they're like, oh, that's fine. But we just found 6 other things that were wrong with you. And if I was to show you this guy, he's the picture of health.
Right.
And in good shape, very energetic, very outgoing, very everything. But,
the spitting image of me. Yeah, I got it.
Yes. It just, listen, I'm sure I've got a litany of things wrong with me.
Ugh.
But it's one of those, we got to wait for Asa to cycle through everything, and I mean that however you want to take that.
Right.
We got to wait for April to cycle through everything that she needs.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, she and I had a conversation. Okay, her thing's on Thursday. Okay. Oof, got too much shit going on, right?
Yep.
But, so once April's got the clean bill of health and she's good to go, once Asa's all right, we don't need to see you for another 6 to whatever months, I'm like, now let's give this doctor the test.
That's right.
You've had the starter human and the regular human. Now you've got to deal with this.
That's right. Good luck, doctor.
Hey, listen, you went to medical school, right? Let's see if you can earn that degree, pal.
Me, I will say that I was just
I'm sitting in the fucking thing in the paper gown.
Oh.
Getting expired Reese's pumpkins.
Hey, Doc,
say
what's
now,
up?
what you got for me today, Doc?
You just got your teeth filled with chocolate, smiling, your ass hanging out.
Oh my goodness! All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So I went to the doctor this week too, and as of right now, I'm on a codeine cocktail.
Oh,
codeine cough syrup. I have with a side of antibiotics and a side of the next logical step.
Again, if we didn't jump right into this and you gave me the Iggy, I could have had the soundboard ready to go, Right,
I know. But yeah, so basically when I came back from New York Comic-Con, remember COVID was ripping through New York Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Creators have it. So I thought maybe I had it, but I tested it, nothing. So I'm like, I don't know if you remember, as we got off mic the other night, whatever we were doing, I started hacking and apologizing for hacking in your ear, and you're like, you sound pretty bad. So I had a 6-month appointment regardless, and I went. And I was like, I have this. I have no symptoms. I don't have a fever. I don't have a headache. I'm only stuffed up a little bit, but just the mucus running down the back of my neck. I have a rattle in my chest from it, and I just cough all the time. So he's like, I don't know. You probably have an upper respiratory infection. So here's all the heavy duty stuff for a prescription. Go get it. So I'm loaded for bear as we do this. And I'm on the mute button every 30 seconds. So It's fun.
Again, outside of the 2 seconds before we started recording, you sounded fine, right?
Yeah. Though I may want to just give one cough so you can see how good it is, but it would blow out everybody's ears who is listening.
No, we don't need that.
No, but yeah. So I'm on that. We're hoping that I can come back strong, but there may be some cough drops in my future, even though I'm on codeine. So.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you went to the doctor for it. Obviously no COVID, but it just felt like there was something kicking around a little bit longer.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
But and not to go back to treats, but I want to end. If we're going to end this, I want to end it on a happy note. Do you have a donut connection near you? Not Dunkin' Donuts, fuck that place, but Donut Connection.
I don't think so. I think the only one that we had, and again, I know there's probably people yelling at me. What the hell is the one? What the hell is this?
There's one in Exeter.
Yeah, that's the closest one to me.
Okay, I'm just saying because I was out like a week and a half ago and I forgot to mention it. But wherever I was, we don't need to know that. Somebody brought a thing of donuts and they were Donut Connection.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'll have a donut. I have it. And they had a peanut stick in there, which is my favorite of all the donuts when it's done right. And it was like the old Dunkin' Donuts peanut sticks, which a lot of places don't make anymore because of the nut allergies. Kids are weak sauce now. So I had it. It was like, I don't know if you've ever had like a fresh peanut stick where it's got that wet, like cold, like sugary glaze around it. And then that's what's holding the peanut stick. I almost like just fainted. It was so good. And I'm trying to be like, if there's anybody who has donuts near them and they're coming near me, I'm willing to run an opportunity for peanut sticks. So
I know you're going to be shocked by this, Todd, but not a peanut stick guy.
Of course. You just like it in chocolate, dark, oily chocolate.
Like I'll go to your places when they'll have like the regular, they'll have like a boutique donut. When they get the fancy places around here, like there's the duck donut and the this donut. Like, oh, you go in and you pay $6 for a donut, but it's the size of your head sort of place.
Right. And they'll dip it in like actual hot chocolate and it'll be warm and drippy in your mouth.
Right. But give me a plain cake donut shaped like a circle any day of the week. I put that. And so this is what the other thing that it comes to is, obviously, you're not a coffee drinker either.
No, dear God.
Plain cake donut and a coffee, oh, heaven, right?
Right.
And then, I know you mentioned Donut Connection. The one that was near me, by the aforementioned Wegmans, is like now like everything in this area a vape shop.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on the vape shops.
But that was a Donut Connection by me. That was the closest one. But they've been out of whatever. I'm trying to think what the one, like, there's a local chain that's around here. It's called, like, Dinky Donut or some shit. I can't remember what the hell it's called.
Right. All we have here is the Dunkin' Donuts in, like, Scranton, Dixon kind of deal.
You have a fucking, whatchamacallit? Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme no good for you?
Listen. Okay, this is me splitting hairs. A Krispy Kreme donut, to me, isn't like a donut. It's like, like, have you ever had a cronut? Like,
sure.
Everybody talks about cronuts. All cronuts are Krispy Kreme donuts, like in a different kind of like texture. So there's something about like the regular hot Krispy Kremes that I don't feel they're like you can compact them into like a small like munchkin, like easily, and it doesn't have the density, so they're different. I like the cake and stuff like that, but Dunkin' Donuts doesn't, or Krispy Kreme doesn't do peanut stuff anymore because of the weak ass kids. And again, allergies.
What we have all around here is curry donuts. That's like the deal around us. Oh, I got like 4 curry donuts by me in like a 2-mile radius.
All right, maybe it was a curry donut that it was. I'll have to look that up if we have any around here. But yeah, we're gonna see because I'm getting old and I want to relive my youth of the things that I like. So, and good,
isn't that what we've been doing with this podcast for like the last however many years we've been doing it?
Yeah, but we finally found our groove, so we're good now. We're in the sweet spot or something. It's all good.
There was one other thing that I was checking on the calendar here, just as a public service for our listeners. as you're listening to this, because I know there's people that subscribe to the Patreon, and this is a big food episode, which makes me feel good.
Those that get the most traction in the Discord.
Yeah. You know, Cardiff just found out that the podcast that I did with him almost a month ago got released.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Potatoes aren't that bright. So
well, now Cardiff's, for a guy from Minnesota, he's pretty smart.
Oh. The way you said that makes me think he's not from Minnesota. But go ahead.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say that in any weird way. So patreon.com/longboxheroes. Throwing this out. Want to get this out in advance. Down by me, I'll give you the exact coordinates privately, so I'm not doxing myself, right?
Right.
The barbecue place.
Turkey leg time.
Turkey leg is next Wednesday. As we record, that's November 22nd, and that's when they close up shop for the season. They go out with a bang. I wish it was the meatloaf. Nay. If you want a nice barbecue smoked turkey leg, and you're in the greater northeastern Pennsylvania area, they're called Bulldog Barbecue. If you look them up on Facebook, of course, because they're run by old people, so they only have Facebook. They don't have like a real website or nothing. But it's definitely worth it. A nice big smoked turkey leg hits the spot right before Thanksgiving,
I might come down there for a soon-to-be-named network meetup because I hear Brett might be going, you're going. Maybe I'll come down. I'll jump on that grenade and have turkey twice in a row that Wednesday and Thursday if I have to. And maybe I'll bring some donuts. Who knows? Oh,
there you go. You could hit the curry donuts and the donut connection.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe Dunkin' or Krispy Kreme don't have peanut sticks. That feels wrong.
If you could find a Krispy Kreme peanut stick, I'll eat it.
I got a donut last week when I went to go pick up my comics.
Oh, from Krispy?
Yeah.
Good for you.
No, it looks like you're right. They don't have no peanut sticks. That's a bunch of... Now, they have no, they don't... Yeah, they don't do any of the odd shapes. Everything is like... the closest they got is a cinnamon roll, and I ate a peanut stick last time I checked.
And that's competition. I ain't eating that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right. The only one that I do really like, but it's so sweet it kills me, is the raspberry glazed jelly filled. Is so good, but that's just eating a pound of sugar in one sitting. So
sign me up.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, but Krispy Kreme, it looks like they just do mostly the round with the hole in the middle and the jelly filled
special flavor and stuff like that. You're like, chocolate glaze, pumpkin glaze, lemon glaze, mesquite glaze.
Nah, no glaze, baby.
Right. But is there anything else? Or
no, we're good. Just people sending me inappropriate things on the Twitter.
Oh, I thought maybe it was in a group chat, Oh,
no. All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks very much for listening. This was Longbox Heroes After Dark 470.
Stop it.
I had to explain that. Listen, I had to explain that to Dave last week because I did it in person.
Okay.
But yeah, so 470 Longbox Heroes After Dark. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Patreon show this weekend, Barbed Wire?
Possibly, if I don't die.
All right, don't die. Bye, everyone.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.